Welcome back to the Independent Republic of Mike Graham right here on talkTV. Never let it be said that I have never ever lost my journalistic instincts, because when we found out last week, thanks to Robert Jenrick, the Home Office Minister, that there was going to be more places to put migrants in this country, we were told that there was going to be a couple of former military bases that were going to be commandeered. There was also going to be a site in East Sussex. It turned out that, while not revealing it at the time in the Commons, it became emergent later that it was going to be a disused prison down somewhere near Bexhill. So I thought this weekend I'd take a little look just to see for myself about where this particular site was, and I found it. It's just on the outskirts of Bexhill, and I'm going to show you a couple of pictures here. That's one side of the fence that you can see. There's also the front fence. It's basically a fenced-off what looks like a sort of army encampment. It doesn't look much like a prison, but you can see in the distance behind the fence there that there's one of the buildings, which doesn't look as if it's exactly ready to put anybody in. It looks like it's pretty run down. Apparently it hasn't been used since 2019, when it was used before as a United Arab Emirates technical training project. I don't know what they're training them for, but before that it was basically the former prison called North Eye. That's the front gate there. The thing that troubles me most about it is, yes, there is a perimeter fence, and yes, there are some buildings inside it. It hasn't been used as a prison properly since 1993. And the problem with the site is, and you can't see what the position of where the picture is taken from, is going down to that particular point is a very small and quite quiet residential street with probably about, I don't know, no more than 20 houses on it, and another little side road that goes up into another encampment where there's a few more houses. But it's obviously used by a lot of families. It's a very quiet area. I saw a couple of children's trampolines out front in various ways. It's already attracted an awful lot of attention. In fact, everyone that I know who lives anywhere near Bexhill, it's all they're talking about. It's all they're talking about. They're talking about putting 1,000 migrants in it at the end of a residential street in an area where there really isn't very much of anything. And we all know, basically, that what will happen is that the people who are put into that camp will not be detained. They will not be like prisoners. They will be allowed to freely, presumably, come and go. And a lot of the people who live there are very unhappy about it, for obvious reasons. Also, apparently, just reasonably nearby is a new housing development in a place called Little Common, which is also just really been put up. So that's already putting a strain on local services. You're now going to get another 1,000 people, young men, staying in this migrant camp. I believe it still has to be okayed by the council. I believe it still has to be okayed by the planning commission people. So it may not be happening anytime soon. But certainly, if you are in that region and if you are in that area, you'll know that there is an awful lot of strong feeling against it. And it's a very bad idea, it seems to me, because the government surely should not be just moving people around. They should be stopping them coming. This is where they're supposedly going to put them, having got them in hotels. But if we've got something like 100,000 people in hotels up and down the country, where exactly are they going to go? You can't answer the question.